Hi there, Aries. This is Kim here to do a reading for you guys. And this reading is going to be a next 48-hour reading. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed, please do like and subscribe. That helps. And I hope you will like it, though. actually want you to like the video. So we're going to start. The way I do it here is I provide an open channel. So I step to the side. I try to be, as open as I can be with my story to the side, and only allowing messages from your spirit team, your angels, so your guides to my guides. Okay, channel messages mean we can take more messages than what's just in the cards. We can find more, of course. And at some level, everyone's doing this, really. At some level. I just, I'm letting it be very known of how I do my readings. because it's not just, going to be able, you're not going to be able to just look it up. Because every reading ends up being so unique to you, meaning if you're here and your energy has decided to connect with me, to connect with this reading, then there will be messages for you. You can be very sure of that, Aries. Aries, what we got going on? Well, it depends on, are you the person that's coming through the window, right? She's, I don't know, she's a person of tactics. One of her tactics is taking everybody's swords. I mean, maybe she doesn't, maybe this person knows what swords can do to people and doesn't want them to fight with it. So she's taking the swords. That would be a really good spin on things, because this card gets a bad rap. It's always something bad. It doesn't always have to be something bad. Sometimes we can walk on eggshells or be sneaky or something, feeling like we have to around some people, especially people with like a, hot temper, hot head. A hot head. Wow. And you're getting through some stuff too. Let me say, these readings have not been easy for me or for anybody. And you're no exception here, Aries. Whew. Sorry about that. But you're victorious. In the end, is it all worth it? Maybe. Maybe we all have to learn, and we're healing something. So, I don't know. I don't know what this is. We're just going to have to clarify and see. So, also opening up to any kind of messages. So, what we have in the past is the Tower in reverse and the Emperor in reverse. Oh, both of these were really strong, failed attempts at building something. The reason your tower fell is going to be different than the reason somebody's marriage didn't work out. Some people, it will be a business that didn't work out, or that just really, really took a nosedive. And, well, you would be like the majority of people. We all, went through pretty much this is almost like what everybody went through. It's very like a collective feeling. However, I'm thinking it could be Aries or Scorpio that you might be dealing with, or the issue might be around something to do with someone that should have been committed, but either they did the same thing that they did last time, and that might be what caused the Tower, or this is like the energy of, well, this person says they're going to commit, but they just never really change. They never change. I think it's kind of crazy that you have the Empress and the Emperor both in reverse. Okay. So, you're feeling like the Empress in reverse. Your person is almost like the Emperor in reverse, in a sense. For some of you, this is a strict message strictly from your twin flame saying, I'm contacting you because we're both in situations that we have to get out of, that we need to get out of, but are too afraid to move forward, or too afraid even though not happy with a commitment. That's what a main message for whoever's your other part, other half, whoever you feel like is your other half. feel like they won't commit. It might be because both people need to stop postponing, changing what doesn't work. Nothing will change if we don't change. Nothing will move forward if the stalemate decisions aren't made. Good news is that you are going towards something better, inevitably, because the Three of Swords is in reverse. So, plus the Six of Swords, that'd be the Nine of Swords. In reverse is like your solution. And what your solution is saying to you, you will be very victorious when you love yourself enough to let go of a situation. You have handled letting go of this emotional part, the sadness, or maybe third party, it doesn't have to be, but instead of not listening to ourselves, like it may be so you don't go back to another situation of regrets like this Seven of Swords, so that you don't end up repeating behavior that you maybe don't want to represent you or your for your highest. So because the Queen of Cups in reverse it could feel like somebody's using that energy of love to manipulate, to just get something for themselves, right? Could feel like that. Seven of Swords, by the way, sneaking around, lying, cheating, stealing. Tell me about the Tower here in the past. Tell me about that. Oh my goodness. This is a crazy reading. It could be a Cancer. You could have Cancer energy. We have that strong Cancer. I'm picking up that there's a Cancer who's not a good influence, and I don't really know who that's for, but it has to do with temptation, with the person who's normally in charge of like finances with the family, has everything all put together, but the balance right now is off because the ups and downs are so wide apart. It feels like I'm on a boat and the waves are just rocking back and forth, and it's kind of hard to even catch my grip. Like, that's what it feels like. So this Tower occurred in the past because we refused to notice a cycle that wasn't good for us. So we refused to really acknowledge the cycle, and we repeat it, knowingly repeat it. We're not surprised at all by the Tower. It feels like a tower that has been trying to be rebuilt because it falls down a lot. Right, the Emperor in reverse here is the heart of the matter. So there needs to be a strategy on how to move forward, maybe regarding a family business or something with entrepreneur advice. There may be someone who you might not want to listen to their advice about. I don't know why, but that might be like this big decision or something that's kind of unbalanced about a decision, bringing and bouncing. This person might not know what they're talking about. The Hanged One. There's your waiting period. And I mean, the Emperor is waiting. Look, so this could be some kind of authority waiting on a decision. I don't know, a strategy, a move. We're waiting, and the only thing holding us back here with this Hanged One is fear of getting down, because then you'll face things that you didn't know were there. But remember, you have this new perspective now too. So being held back, and I don't know why we're being held back. It feels like it might be a repetitive energy, or maybe even paying attention to ourselves, but in the unhealthy manner. Like, so choosing things that are not that great for us. That's kind of what I'm getting off of the vibe for you, and the hopes or fears. So the fear, I feel like, would be the health. The health. Because see, this Empress really needs to focus on themselves. not moving anywhere otherwise. We're not going to move anywhere. We're just going to repeat and stay in the same storm, constantly releasing heartache. It's a continuous, it's cycles. Goes around, happens again, and then we release. Finally, we have the Six of Wands. So evidently, it's like you change this reading halfway through here. And I think you really do. Because I think you look at these cards and you can see all the things that are upside down that are not right. And you know now that a strategy is what's needed to move forward, and decisions that really shouldn't have been postponed. Like, because now it's a decision of, well, if you don't do this, it's for your health. If you don't do this, it's for your health. You do have a victory. There's some kind of timeline. You end up, what a distinct message. There is a timeline. There's a timeline thing that you are choosing to be on. Every time that you choose like something healthy for yourself, something good for yourself, something loving, every time that you make the decision not to go towards the things that sabotage us, you get closer to the timeline that has your highest victory. And what you thought was a limitation is ultimately going to actually propel you forward above everybody else. They'll be lifting you up. What was your limitation? Was not a limitation. It was an opportunity. Being recognized for kind of achieving something that is very difficult, that would be very difficult for most people. Whatever this is that you're going through, the focus on health, there is also coming across in the message that there are inner child parent thing, like father mother issues, and so that might be coming across like things that we lacked in some kind of parenting dynamic, trying to make up for the pain and doing some things that aren't that great, or choosing some things that aren't that great for us. And so then it never gets us away from the storm. We're just constantly in the storm. That's really your message is starting to repeat itself. These twos just can't get along the way that they're together in this reading upside down like that. It's too much off balance. Spirit, give us some advice. What would you say they should do? What should Aries do? Celebrate. Get ready to celebrate, because your new perspective has given you something that's much more valuable than anything else out there, and that's compassion. Compassion, a very high form of love. A celebration, making new memories, and these are good memories. So this is a reunion after some healing has been done, after the healing has been done. And this is definitely, oh my goodness, definitely, if it's like match, strike, Four of Wands, commitment on a divine level. Commitment on a divine level, and a winning like no other. Hitting goals that sometimes couldn't be done in lifetimes, in one lifetime. Some things that ran through the family over and over on a repeated cycle, you're changing. You're changing the archetypal dynamics of everything by how you're doing it. The message is get ready to celebrate. So get ready to celebrate. 3-3, you're letting go of the things you need to let go. You're going to get to a place where you can say, I'm comfortable with myself and my self-love. And eventually you're going to get to this place where you say yes, and I'm confident that I can steer my own boat and trust myself. Yeah. And 6-6, it is about your thoughts too. Any more advice? 5 of Pentacles as the challenge. That is what you're trying to get over. I think that's part of this decision is, do you feel kind of like your issue or your problems in life have made you an outsider? Do you feel like you're the only one that has to deal with certain things? I guess the message is to know that your challenge is not limited just to you, but sometimes this hard route that you're traveling on makes you feel a little bit more left out than others. Yeah. Feeling like we have to hide ourselves or hide who we are because of this crisis or is it stigma or something that it puts on us. That is the stress here. That's the stress that can be alleviated. If this is also to do with something with health, mother or father energy, it could be waiting for results that will ultimately put your mind at ease. So results, waiting for some good results, health results. Tell me about the Queen of Cups in the reverse, other than taking really good care of yourself. The Moon. Open up to your intuitive abilities. Piscean energy, the Moon. Changes and your intuitive abilities. You can have a different perspective here, and some of it is going to be based on your, because of what you've been through gives you a different perspective on things than others. There's a changing up of a commitment once you decide to have a strategy and then go for it. And then once you get recommitted, it's a big move, but look, wish granted. All in all, ending up with a wish granted. Yep. That's what I got, guys. I'm going to pull a little bit from the Kipper deck just to see what else comes in for you. Remember, you do get out of these Five of Pentacles times. You do get out of them. Yeah. See, you'll be celebrating soon. This cycle, it's touching the Page of Pentacles in the reverse with the not hiring and despair. There's something that is it's a repeat or trying to get you in a cycle. Remember, you can expect something better for yourself and expect to celebrate wish granted, because that's what's going to end up coming. And a courtship, if you were thinking about somebody else, look at that change with the Moon. There's something that maybe some hidden feelings somebody has for you that might be revealed also. I'm picking that up. Courtship, the end of your toil and labor. Yeah, that's going to be part of what you celebrate. Yay. And there's something else to celebrate after maybe this courtship. We have marriage, and I have message of concern to be happy about. It feels like to be happy about. Major healing coming in for you guys. Lots of change, but good things, good announcement. And of course, feelings that we didn't know other people may have had for us here. So sending you light and love. Bye, Aries.